The curse I was walking in. Yeah. Now I'm dancing on my grave clothes. Where you lead me, I will follow. You gave a light that the darkness can't comprehend. Now I've got beauty for ashes, joy for mourning, and I got praise for heaviness. Love is a miracle. Beauty for ashes. And I got joy for mourning. And I got praise for heaviness. Love is a miracle.
Well, hello, hello, hello. How are you? Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm glad you all are able to join us on this afternoon. For those of you who are in Michigan, like I am, we have snow and like it's really, really cold outside if you've not been out already. But for those of you who do not know, I enjoy the snow. I enjoy it a lot. And I don't mind driving in it either, just I don't mind driving in it because I have all-wheel drive. No, so I really don't mind. Oh gosh. But yes, so we are going to go ahead and get started. I welcome you all to another seminar of Exquisite Femininity, which is the female mentoring program that I founded in 2019. And I welcome you. So we will go ahead and get started. So just to introduce myself, I am Nicole Blackman. I am a minister, an inspirational speaker, an author, mentor, and a personal, professional, and career development consultant. I've been a minister since 2008, and I started my business in 2014 and have been going strong ever since. I also train individuals in public speaking, presentations, and things of that. And it's really, really enjoyable for me. Again, I'm the founder of Exquisite Femininity, which was birthed because of the desire to empower females while on the voyage of self-discovery to become women of God's excellence and grace. I have 3 daughters that I've raised, I would say single, married, divorced, and single again, and just parenting and just having 3 daughters and paying attention to them and seeing the emotional, mental and spiritual needs and physical needs that they needed, and being Christ-like to be able to give them exactly what they needed so that they could be women of God who are of excellence and of grace. So that gives me the experience and the qualifications that I need to be able to work with females. So that's one of the reasons why I started the Exquisite Femininity mentoring program. So I want to get started before we get into the meat and potatoes of our webinar seminar on today. And I always like to kind of, break the ice and, get everyone active and involved in what's going on. So with our icebreaker for today, and it's really simple, nothing really hard, but just it gives us the opportunity to get to know one another. So this way we know who we're talking to. And I am a social butterfly, so I enjoy learning new people and, just finding out what's on their mind and what makes them go and tick. So I'll start off first because I know, we don't like to be called on and all that good stuff. So again, my name is Nicole Blackman. I am in the grade of lifelong learning because, we go through the different stages educationally, but once you graduate from high school, you go to college and things of that, we're always learning, so, and education is key, knowledge is power. And so as long as we're, always seeking knowledge, then we're always learning. What would I do if I knew that I could not fail? And when I came up with this, when I typed this question, I was like, I'm going to have to answer this question myself. So, what would I do if I knew I could not fail? And what came to my mind was anything that I wanted to do. I mean, why put limitations on things, So that's my response. Anything that I want to do. Give 3 descriptive words to describe myself. Well, I am full of optimism. I am very outgoing, and I am very caring. And so those are my 3. And then what are the most positive words that someone has said about me? Well, just recently, there's a person that I mentor, and it's a male actually, and he really thanks me for just guiding him along the way spiritually so that he could become the man of God that he has been called to be. And he just thanked me, and I thought it was really, really nice, to be able to see that when you're helping people, because we don't always necessarily get to see the fruits of our labor or the seeds that grow from us ministering to other people, or just being a positive influence in someone's life. So for him to share that information with me, it was just like, wow, that was really, really nice. And for me to actually see the growth and the development within him was a very encouraging and exciting as well. So those are the positive words that someone has said about me. So moving on, who would like to go next and share with us their answers or their responses to these icebreaker questions? Christina, how about you?
Hi, so as you know, Christina, the grade I'm in, I'm doing a postgraduate course at the moment.
Okay.
What could I do if I knew I couldn't fail? That's a really good question. I think inspire more people. Yeah, inspire more people through how I live. 3 descriptive words. I would say I was considerate. I procrastinate, and I'm caring. The most positive word someone said about me. I would say that I have been inspirational, which is really interesting because that's what I would aim to be, inspirational. And it's also what I would do more of if I knew I couldn't fail.
Good. Very good. I like that. Yes, indeed. I like that. Thank you very much for sharing. And I it's interesting when when we have to, so the give 3 descriptive words to describe yourself, and not all the time are we thinking about ourselves and what we do or who we are, as far as our character, personality, and things of that. So sometimes, it takes people a moment to gather their thoughts to really think about that. But and I'm glad how you were honest about the procrastination part, because a lot of times we're not honest about that. We want to say all these amazing descriptive words, but it's like, okay, that was honest. So I thank you for your honesty.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yes, yes. So let's move on. And I want to share this too. So I know you mentioned postgraduate, and we're adults here. And I know that this webinar was for teens, but I believe that the information being presented is for all of us, because it's we all need to take a moment to do some self-reflection and have goals that we set for ourselves so that we can excel and move forward in our lives. So I just want to put that out there. So this way, and I thank you for joining us again. So let's move on. So I thought about this when I came up with the topic. Have you ever wondered how some people seem to be doing great things and they are living a life of bliss? And we're watching these people on YouTube or in the entertainment industry, on TV, on the news, all types of different mediums on the internet and in the newspaper, or just in different networking events that we're a part of. And it's like, hey, they seem to be doing it up. It's almost like one of those things where somebody's like, yeah. It's like, okay. But, do we ever think about that we too can accomplish whatever we put our mind to? And so basically in this seminar, we're going to receive the 5 essential steps to goal setting and how to accomplish them. And it will definitely cause us to excel to a level once we implement the SMART goals into our daily lives. So I know there are some people who still have not heard about SMART goals, and then there are some who have. So if you have, then that's okay. And if you have not, well, you're going to learn today. So what is a goal? So according to Wikipedia, a goal is an idea of the future or desired result that a person or a group of people envision, plan, and commit to achieve. People endeavor to reach goals within a finite time by setting deadlines, and that, we know. And then according to mindtools.com, setting goals gives your life direction and it boosts your motivation and self-confidence. And I naturally, of course, we find that to be true, because who doesn't love that feeling after you've accomplished something, after you've written down, okay, well, I need to do this. And it can be something as small as a task for the day, a daily task. And for those of you who may get distracted in their daily routine, at times, and cause ourselves to, be kind of lax, lackadaisical, and procrastinate sometimes, and we're like, okay, dang. And then it's like a whole day goes by and you're like, okay, what have I done today? What have I accomplished? And there can be so many different things that you started, you stopped, and then you moved on to something else, but you didn't really finish the one thing that you should have done that was going to give you that sense of accomplishment and that fulfillment that you desire and that you actually need for motivation and self-confidence so that you can move on to the next thing. So, going into, what our essential goals are, the 5 goals. So we have the SMART. We have S for specific. We have M for measurable, A for achievable, R for realistic, and T for timely. So with our specific goals, okay, we want to make sure that we do what we want to do. So whatever it is that you're setting out to do, you want to be specific in it. So let's just say if you want to, purchase a new couch, so you want to be specific about what it is that you want. And so this way you can plan to go and achieve it, attain it. Measurable. So how will you know when you've reached it? Well, I like to say that you'll know that you've reached it once you've actually done it and completed it in its entirety. Okay. So as I use the example of purchasing a couch, if you want to go and purchase a couch, there are some steps that you want to take. You want to make sure that you go to different furniture stores, or if you are a estate shopper, you want to make sure that you're looking to find out where those estate sales are or the resale shops and things are, and then get out your circular, or that's old school, but online, and find out where some deals are. Okay. And how will you reach that? And you're going to reach that goal by making sure that you do those steps. And then, is it within your power to accomplish it? Well, How much is your couch? Do you have the finances that you need in order to purchase it once you either find it or you know where you're going? Those are questions that you want to ask yourself. And then also, is it a realistic goal? Can you realistically achieve this particular goal? So I just want to share really quickly. So I taught a financial literacy course a few years ago to some students, and we were watching this video, and it was really interesting because this young person, they wanted to buy a comic book, okay? But one of the thoughts that came to their mind was purchasing an airplane, comic book, airplane, a couch, an airplane, a purse, an airplane, a new pair of shoes, an airplane, that favorite comforting ice cream, an airplane. I'm just saying, you know? So can you realistically achieve it? Well, I'm sure realistically you can achieve purchasing a comic book, a couch, a handbag, some shoes, some ice cream, you know, but realistically, currently at the moment in which you're in right now, is it realistic for you to purchase that airplane? So you really want to make sure that you're understanding what it is that you want. And so that's why in your specific, with the S, you're being specific about what it is that you are setting goals for to achieve. And then T for timely. When exactly do you want to accomplish it? So, hey, I know for those of us who've been working for a while, you know, we may sometimes look at our finances or our budget. And I think that a lot of times we forget that at some point, we may have, depending on what your yearly income is, you may have over time reached that, can we say $1 million status or $500,000 status? I mean, I'm just saying, you know, at some point in your life, but I don't think that we always realize that. But so again, when exactly do you want to accomplish that? So that's, you know, writing out your plan and how you are going to achieve it. Okay. So I would like, Christina, if you don't mind, can you share with us, whatever it is that you would like to share, in regards to maybe a goal that you thought about setting or that you set for yourself earlier this year, and have you already taken the steps, or what is the process that you've begun already to accomplish one of the goals so far?
So there's quite a few things I wanted to achieve this year, but
Okay.
in order to achieve them, I've identified that there's steps that come before the steps I need to take.
Okay.
So I spent a lot of time doing preparation and taking some action, but I can't take more action until I've completed the first set of steps. So for example, I'm moving house, but in addition to moving house, I'm also developing a course, but I need to pack to move the house. So that has become the priority.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can, once I've moved, then I can go back to the original goal of setting up the course.
Okay.
So I know what steps I need to take, and every now and then I might take an hour out and do a bit of it, but
Mhm.
packing is priority because I have to move. So that just trumps everything.
Yes, it does. Yes, because who wants to be moving with, and I'm just saying, that big old black garbage bag, the clear one, you know? I mean, because again, like you said, those are things that have to be done in order for them to be done properly and it not be chaotic, especially because you already know that that's something that needs to be done. And that's for all of us, you know, it's like, you know that the carpet cleaners are going to come, you know, and you have all this furniture that's in the way and you haven't moved them off to the side, or you haven't gotten those other things out of the way so that they'll be able to come in and just do what they need to do, you know. So it's all about time, you know, and the process in order to get to where you need to be so that you're accomplishing it. So how do we accomplish our goals? So again, we can have so many different formulas, so many different thoughts in our mind, but to actually take out the time to do them in the proper order, or, and when I say proper order, so I'll say this, one thing that I've learned is that even when we're sharing with other people how to do certain things, and we say that there's an order with doing certain things. So I've learned that sometimes someone's A, B, C, D may be my, my XYZ, or my MNOP, and so, but that's still order, So I think that that's something that we really want to make sure that we pay attention to also, is that sometimes, a person may be able to go that 1, 2, 3, but mine may be, 8, 9, 10. So keeping those things in mind, but it's still how you accomplish those goals. Okay. So there are 3 types of goals. You have your short-term goals, your midterm or medium term, and then you have your long-term goals. So with our short-term goals, we know that it is an outcome that we want to achieve in 12 months or less. A short-term goal is easier to accomplish than a long-term goal because it focuses on the immediate future. A short-term goal also can be accomplished with simple milestones broken down into daily goals and weekly goals. So, Christina, would you like to share with us one of your short-term goals?
Short-term goal would be to complete my packing.
Okay. Very good, very good. So so I know that so I took a certification course. I started it back in 2019. And this course was anywhere from 6 weeks to 6 months. And I chose, because of my schedule, I chose to do the 6-month course because I'm like, okay, But what ended up happening was, by not properly planning, we're just going to keep it real and be honest, just properly planning. So I would take out the time to, study the materials and all that stuff. But it was an online course, and I wasn't really liking online things. I'm a in-person type of learner, or if you will, I'm such a social person, you guys, and I just love working in the presence of people, and I just really thrive off of just being in people's presence. Anyway, so that interaction. So it ended up actually taking me 9 months to complete the course as opposed to the 6 months, but it was a short-term goal, and it was something that was very necessary in order for me to add to my professional portfolio so that I could move forward in my life. But that was something, again, that was to take either 6 weeks or 6 months. So that was a short-term goal. So another example would be studying to get good grades. I know with Christina, you mentioned in regards to being a postgraduate student, and there are, a lot of things, those mini goals and tasks that you have to write out so that you can complete them. Again, as I mentioned, taking a 6-week course, or creating a landing page or a functional website. So several years ago, I won an award, and with the National Association of Women Business Owners. And I remember, I didn't have a website. I didn't know how to create one. And it was just like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And I just literally, and this was short term because it had to be done within a few hours, actually. So I didn't even have days, weeks, or anything. But I was actually able to get it together and to accomplish it, I would say within a matter of maybe 12 hours, I was able to create a functional website within that time with no previous experience. So again, that was a short-term goal. So now we're moving on to our midterm goals. And a midterm goal is usually something that takes between 1 to 3 years to accomplish. And so for those of you, or for those of us who've we'll say been in college, or we'll just say after you graduate from high school, and you're deciding on what you're going to do next, as far as going into college, university, or community college, if you will, or obtaining, again, some type of certification. Depending on what it is, you can set your goals to accomplish those within a certain time period. So according to 4pillarfreedom.com, a midterm goal offers the best of both worlds. So it's long enough to make a significant progress, while short enough that you're not a completely different person by the time you achieve that goal. And so, of course, again, going back to this airplane that is like not really attainable, and it's like, okay, at what point in your life will you be done and have accomplished your goal? And so with setting those mid goals, I think it gives us hope, something to look forward to. And again, that's just like, going to college and getting your 4-year degree or receiving an associate's degree, that time frame is not so much to where it seems like it's going to be such a laborious thing to do, or, oh my gosh, of course we get to that point where it's like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to get done. But, when you think about it, you're not necessarily, 89 when you complete it, and you started like when you were like 18, just saying. So that gives us hope. And then some of the examples are saving money to take a nice trip. Let's just say, I don't know how many people do maybe like family reunions or take family vacations, or just a vacation that you want to take on your own to just get out and just do whatever it is that you want to do. I'm in the process of learning how to do that. My youngest daughter graduated from high school 2020, and I feel like, oh my gosh, what do I do next? Because my life revolved around my children, And so yesterday I was talking to my second oldest daughter, and she was talking about going hiking, out of town, or going camping, I'm sorry. And I'm like, ooh, I want to go, and but then I thought about it, like, do I really want to be the third wheel hanging around with my children, or should I decide on somewhere else to go? So I'm going to go somewhere else anyway, but just keeping those things in mind. Planning a surprise birthday party, who doesn't like surprises? Okay, I like surprises. Oh, goodness. And then also, what about creating a YouTube channel and obtaining a large following? So even though it's not something that takes a whole lot of work to create your YouTube channel, but the content that you constantly have to put out there in order to grow your following, you have to do a lot. And you may not be an overnight success. You may be, depending on the information that you're sharing and what you're doing, because in this day and age, everyone is like visual. We want to see. So if you're constantly posting, if you're constantly doing live streams, on your YouTube channel, and you're just constantly on and, telling people to share and like and all that good stuff, then yes, you could become an overnight sensation. However, you still want to plan out how you're going to accomplish that goal. Okay. And then last but not least, our long-term goal. A long-term goal may take anywhere from 3 to 10 years. Okay. And I didn't mean to say it like I didn't mean to say it like that, like 3 to 10 years, because depending on what your goal is will determine your enthusiasm again, I have a friend who a male friend, and he's a thinker. and he really plans things out. And I remember him sharing that he was going to, he wanted to not purchase a home, but have a home built. And I remember that he would ask me, okay, Nicole, I just come with me, so this way I can, look at different housings. And he was looking at things from modular homes. We actually went to a factory where they built manufactured homes. And I was like, wow. I mean, of course they exist, but, we were able to actually go into the warehouse anyway. But he started doing his research years prior to. So he had already set his long-term goal. He knew how long it was going to take him to be able to save the money that he needed in order to accomplish this goal. And I believe, so we may have, I don't remember what year it was that we went to look at this modular factory or whatnot. But I remember he actually put the money down to have his house built. I think it was like back in 2015, 2014, 2015. And then his home was actually built. It was finished later on that year. And I got to go into the home before it was complete just to see everything. And I'm like, wow, so sometimes we have to have patience. We really do. And we have to see things through all the way to the end. And even though things may seem like they're taking a long time, and there may be monkey wrenches that are thrown into our plans, and it's just like, oh my gosh, am I ever going to accomplish, this goal? And I just want to tell you, yes, you will. And yes, you can. You just have to make sure that you are consistent in following your plan. Okay. And then again, making sure that your goal and your plans and the process is something that is attainable. You have to make sure that it's something that is attainable. I know we always say, shoot for the stars. And it's just like, okay, yes, I'm shooting for the stars, and I believe that means do your best and do not give up, and don't limit yourself to only what you see in front of you, but have an open mind. So this way you can say, okay, I'm trekking along. It's like the little engine who could, he's like, I think I can. And, he finally makes it and he's like, no, but, it's something that you can definitely achieve. So one of the examples here is planning for high school graduation for those, who are teenagers still in high school, planning for college, or planning to purchase a vehicle or a home. Again, if you are one like me, like, oh my gosh, you guys, I really don't like credit. I really don't. And if I can pay cash for whatever it is that I desire, I really desire to do that. I really choose to do that. And at one point, that's how I lived my life. I would go, I purchased a car. It wasn't a brand new car, but it was new to me. And it was what I wanted. And I was able to pick a used car off the lot, and I paid cash for it. So it was mine. No one could take it away. And I, had the title anyway. And then as far as like furniture and things, as opposed to, opening up a furniture store credit card, I paid cash for it was mine. So those are just things that I think about, like, it's mine, but we still know that it's going to be a process for purchasing a home, and can be a process with purchasing a brand new vehicle and just cashing out, Christine, I want to ask you, do you have any long-term goals or a long-term goal that you wouldn't mind sharing with us?
I do have long-term goals, but nothing that comes to mind at the moment. I know that moving was a long-term goal originally, and now I've achieved that because I'll be doing that in a few weeks. Yeah, I don't have anything at mind at the moment.
Okay. Very good. I think the goal that you have has been accomplished. I mean, that's a huge accomplishment, being a homeowner, because there are still many people who desire to own a home, and either they haven't set themselves up to do that, or it just may not necessarily be time for them to be able to purchase one. Um, and sometimes it can be discouraging. Um, so I know one person in particular. They always desired to just have some things, and it seemed like there were things that kept preventing them from being able to accomplish them. And again, those monkey wrenches that get thrown into the mix, unaware that you're just like, what the heck? And why is this happening? And again, being able to overcome those barriers and those obstacles. So this way you can. But then again, there are those who they're just like, hey, I'm putting my mind to this. I'm staying the course. I'm not allowing myself to turn to the left or to the right. And I'm laser focused, and nothing can stop me. Nothing can get in my way. And that's wonderful. Again, as I mentioned before, someone's ABC may be someone's XYZ, and that's okay. But the main thing is to stay focused, be determined, and be consistent. Be consistent. I'm going to stop right here really quickly because, of course, we're all about giving, okay? And so I've partnered with GACCS, and we're all about just giving. So, Christina, if you don't mind, in the chat, will you please share your mailing address if you have one, so that we can send you a gift, because we're all about gifting and all that good stuff. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, yes. So just, recapping on, the 5 essential goals. So being specific, what do you want to do? What is the goal that you're setting out to accomplish? Is it measurable? How will you know when you've achieved it? And then, is it something that's achievable? Is it something within your power to accomplish it? Or is it something that's far-fetched, that, you're just like, I don't know. And then, is it realistic? Can you realistically achieve it? And again, I'm going to stick on my airplane. That airplane, is that something that is achievable currently, right now, at the stage you are in your life? And, it has to be realistic. You have to set realistic goals for yourself. As I mentioned, in regards to that sort of certification course that I started in 2019, and, it took me 9 months as opposed to the 6-month cutoff, was it something that I realistically could have achieved within the 6-month period? Absolutely. But again, we go into that, being distracted. And I think sometimes we can make excuses also. Oh, well, I had to do this and I had to do that. And you very well may have had to do this and had to do that. But when you, again, have a time limit of when you exactly want to accomplish it, then you have to stay the course. Stay the course and be consistent. Okay. So I think that, with anything in our lives, we just have to make sure that we are paying attention. you know, don't allow ourselves to get distracted. A lot of times people will say, so I read a quote or a post a few years ago, and it said that, sometimes you have to just break away and go into your secret place, away from all the noise, away from all the people, so that you can do the work. that's needed to accomplish the greatness, to unleash the greatness that's on the inside of you. And if we don't take out the time to do that, then our daily lives can allow us to become so distracted and lose focus. There was another quote, something that I said actually, just because you don't see people in the limelight or posting things on Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, LinkedIn, or whatnot, just because you don't see people doing those things doesn't mean that greatness is not happening behind the scenes. Christina, would you like to share?
No, sorry.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure. But yeah, so, we just have to make sure that we are understanding that. And I always like to say, to thine own self be true. Because if we're trying to do things because someone else or other people, then we'll lose sight of who we are and what our purpose is, and we'll get caught up in doing other things. But as long as we stay focused and, again, determined and consistent, then you can't lose. You cannot lose. And then also taking away that time to be, I would like to say, to be alone, to be by yourself. So this way you don't, again, have those distractions, so that you can meet your goals within the time frames that you have it set. Okay. So those are our SMART goals, you guys. The importance of setting goals and your SMART goals and how to accomplish them.